Chambers on this patient, please.
Hi, Rick.
Hi, just on my way to your office. This letter came for you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Oh, how's Dr. Stryker? I hear he's in a lot of pain.
Dr. Stryker is improving.
Oh,
Thank
this
you.
is outrageous.
Beg your pardon?
Sir, I'm not going to do this.
What?
The court has insisted that Alan and I go to marriage counseling sessions. Huh?
May I see it?
Yes, but it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I'm not going to do that. This is a waste of time.
Monica.
My marriage to Alan is over. I am not going to go to...
Monica, from the way this reads, you will jeopardize the judge's decision and affect his attitude if you don't go to these sessions.
I don't care. Rick, if anybody thinks that I am going to try to patch things up
Hey.
with Alan Quarterman...
You and I got to go have a little talk before you make a big mistake.
Georgia?
What a shame about the Quartermains. Almost makes you lose your faith in marriage.
Monica, do you want this divorce or not?
Of course I do, Rick. That is why I am not have any intention of going to any silly marriage counseling
If
session.
the judge orders that you do, I think you have to.
Oh, fine, great. I can't even be in the same room with Alan for more than a minute.
Well, maybe Alan feels the same way, so he won't bother showing up himself.
Well, no, I have on great authority that Alan, I'm sure, is going to be there. He is going to be there, and he's going to be playing the wounded, righteous husband.
Would you sit down, please, and listen carefully?
Rick, I am
Would you
saying
just-
I don't want to go.
Hey, the judge has ordered, I think you have to. If you don't, it's obvious that the counselor is going to report to the judge on those sessions.
You're saying I don't have any choice.
Not if this whole legal battle has to do with the custody of your son. You've got to let the judge know through these sessions will help that you are sane, that you are capable, and you're a stable parent.
Rick, that is all I care about. That is my only interest. But if they think for one moment that I am interested in any reconciliation, I am going to go with a lot of ammunition.
Ammunition.
Yes. Names, dates, witnesses. I am going to prove that my husband has been unfaithful to me for lots of months. Well, and if I'm going to go, I guess I better go now.
Well, let me know what happens, all right?
Well, I don't think that'll be necessary. I think that probably you will hear Alan screaming all the way from the marriage counselor's office. Hello?
Hello, I'm Alan Quartermain.
Oh, yes, Dr. Quartermain, you're early for your appointment.
I know, but I don't think that my wife's going to show up anyway.
Did your wife refuse to come to the session?
Well, actually, I haven't spoken to her, but I really don't think she'll be here.
Why not?
I don't think she wants to hear what I have to say. You see, I've gathered up evidence to prove that she's an unfit mother. Aside from that, she's taken off with another man.
I'm very sorry.
Well, she's the one who's going to be sorry. You want to see my evidence?
Well, I think we should wait until the appointed time, Dr. Quartermain. Your wife should have an opportunity to defend herself.
Okay, fine, but I don't think she'll be here. She'll make up some excuse about a medical emergency.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong. That's a mistake.
Hello? You must be Dr. Quartermain.
Yes.
I'm Mrs. Feeney.
How do you do? Well, you look a little surprised.
Actually, I am.
Really? Why did you ever think I would miss this little get-together?
To avoid the embarrassment.
Embarrassment?
Well, now that we're all here...
I'm here for one reason, Mrs. Feeney, to prove she's an unfit mother.
Oh, well, then you made a wasted trip, because you're never going to do that, my dear.
I think it would be...
I think I can.
Really, go ahead and try.
Well, if you shut your mouth long enough, I will.
Dr. Quartermain, please, if
You think you're the only one who has anything to say here?
Oh, I think you're going to try to talk your way out of it, Monica, but it won't do you any good.
We'll just see about it.
Dr. Quartermain, doctors. I think this session is getting off on the wrong foot.
I beg your pardon?
Excuse me, Mrs. Feeney. Alan, would you please let Mrs. Feeney have a word in?
Sure, we can argue later on our own time. I'm sorry, Mrs. Feeney, you were saying?
Thank you. Now, I'm not sure if you're aware of the purpose of these sessions.
No, I am not sure at all, Mrs. Feeney, because if you think that there's any possibility of reconciliation, well, it's far too late.
Absolutely.
Well, from what I've observed, I'd say you're right. However, to get back to why you're here. Let's see. You've petitioned for divorce, which your husband has contested. On the advice of the court, we'll have to have at least 3 sessions to be absolutely sure that the differences are irreconcilable.
Well, you mean that this is just a formality?
In a way. However, I will have to talk to the court if the custody of a child or children is at stake.
You mean that's going to be determined by what you hear in these sessions?
Exactly. Now, let's see. I see you have a son, Alan Jr.,
That's right.
and your wife is suing for custody.
That's also right.
And I see that you, Dr. Quartermain, are countersuing for custody and for alimony and for child support.
What?
Oh, you weren't aware?
Alimony?
These are the 80s, Monica. What's fair's fair.
You and I make the same amount of money. How dare you ask for alimony?
Because you have a home and I don't. A home which, by the way, I gave her as a wedding present.
Yes, as you just said, he gave it to me with no strings attached.
That's before I knew you were going to take off with another man.
That's a lie.
Is it? Well, I've got proof right here.
Oh, really? What kind of proof?
Witnesses' dates. You want to hear it?
Oh, I'd love to hear it if you're willing to hear all the evidence I have against you.
Evidence of what?
Evidence that will prove that you have been unfaithful to me on numerous occasions with more than one woman.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, I have dates and names and witnesses too, Ellen.
You couldn't possibly.
I assure you I do.
Why don't we just try to discuss this calmly?
I am perfectly calm, Mrs. Feeney. I just hope that you are not pressed for time, because I think this will take quite a while.
Oh, sorry.
Our lives.
And according to Nurse Potter, the second-floor night nurse, and I repeat, night nurse, Donnelly came in for the third time in 1 month for an examination, and you spent over an hour in the examining room with him.
It is not unusual, Mrs. Feeney, for some of my busier patients to come in during the evening for checkups. And if my husband had asked, he would have found a full report of that examination on file.
And did you, Dr. Quartermain?
Why bother? She can phony up any report she wants.
Damn it, Ellen, that's going too far. I have never, ever phoned up any report in my entire professional career.
What about the night Mrs. McCormick checked in for the hospital? You were supposed to spend the entire night in the hospital, and I know for a fact you were in Donnelly's bed that night.
Who told you that?
Gabby Russo told me you signed out early.
Oh, Gabby did she? Oh, Gabby being someone that he has known very intimately, who came to the house looking for her earrings that she left in the boathouse after a little outing.
In the boathouse?
Yes, it's my husband's idea of being discreet.
Discreet? Is it discreet for you to be walking through a public park holding Donnelly's hand?
I never.
I have a witness.
Well, what about when your good old friend Arthur died and you came home sloshed to the gills with lipstick all over your shirt?
How could you bring that up at a time like this?
Do you deny it?
I was under tremendous strain. Arthur died very suddenly.
Oh, yes, so much strain that you just had to console yourself with going out once again with another one of your flus.
Oh, don't start calling names, Monica, because I got a couple of beauties for you.
Well, go ahead and say them.
You're a tramp.
You're a liar.
You're a slut.
And you're an animal.
You're a witch,
You're
Monica.
a crazy. Here, you. What? What am I supposed to do with
What are
those?
Get him, hit him, slug it out.
What?
Well, these are wonderful tools, Dr. Quartermain.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you can hit as hard as you like, get all your hostilities out without really hurting anyone. Go ahead. Hit her.
Don't you dare.
Oh, it feels good to strike out when you're angry. See, that didn't hurt.
Hey, do you mind?
Well, that's not bad at all. Oh, actually, that feels kind of good.
Go ahead.
Cut
Hit
it
her.
out, Monica.
Go on, don't let her have all the fun.
Hey.
Monica,
Listen to Mrs. Phoenix.
will you please knock it off?
Come on, Alan.
Monica, I'm warning you.
Why don't you go with it? This is what Mrs.
Come
Phoenix
on.
is talking about.
Who was it? Nobody in this town has anything for money.
That's wonderful. Don't you both just feel better, huh? I see you both have a lot of aggression to work through. Well, I'll see you next week at the same time.